Buenos dias. Good morning, Pete. Well, it would seem that the COVID, the vaccination, the vaccines is picking up some pace now, isn't it? Why did some of us see it so obvious, right? So obvious that this was going to happen, but others didn't. Same as this. Absolute light from the sun. I'm as sure as I am about this as I was about the vaccines, and I slam dunked what was going to happen 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I slam dunked it. Do not fucking take them. Ay, it's horrific. Right, somebody on TikTok, back and forth, the usual. He's telling me that I'm wrong, that the sun that you see during a solar eclipse is 8 minutes and 20 seconds old behind the moon. How can it be? What we have here is a mirror, and we are bouncing the actual sun, all right, off of that mirror. There we go. All right, and it's coming from there, so from the sun to that mirror, and from that mirror to that mirror right there. So you can't even see it, it's that strategically placed, right, there it is, and then it's bouncing its light. So I'm going to have to move it every now and again, because either the sun is moving or we are rotating on our axis, but we're not going to go there today. Let me just go and move that mirror and there. So what is being said, I'm not saying that, somebody else is, that the sun that you're seeing behind the moon is 8 minutes old. It's ridiculous. And this guy sounds intelligent, right? How can the sun that is directly behind the moon, which has just moved in front of it, right? How on earth can it be 8 minutes old if the photons that have travelled from the sun all the way to the moon, using this as a moon for the shadow, right, when the sun comes out, they're 8 minutes and 20 seconds old, aren't they? How can the sun be the same age in minutes and seconds, right, as the photons that are being stopped by the moon, prevented from moving, which is then casting a shadow? How does that happen? And by the way, this sun right here, if somebody was on Pluto, and we were at the same angle right now, they would be getting the exact same bounce of light as I am here. And if the sun went out right now, it would go out for the person on Pluto and everywhere else. Anyone who was using the sun's light for anything in that moment in time, adios, luz, goodbye light, it disappears. How can people not understand? Right, let's see with the shadow. If the photons have been travelling for 8 minutes and 20 seconds, they left the sun 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago, bang, which then casts its shadow onto the sweet spot on planet Earth. Right, see that? Right, there's the shadow. the photons have been travelling for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Bang! Blocked by the moon. If that is the case, the sun that we are seeing, what is that? It cannot be 8 minutes and 20 seconds old, because if it is 8 minutes and 20 seconds old, guess what? It's absolute light. You are seeing the light source at the very same time as the results of the light source when it launched the photons 8 minutes and 20 seconds earlier. You cannot go anywhere with this. GPS, LiDAR, LIGO, laser range finders, you open up the toilet, you put them all in and you give it the double flush, because they do not justify the speed of light being 299,793 kilometers per second. Can you ever imagine you're out, it's a beautiful sunny day, and for whatever reason, either the sun disappeared but the light stayed, right? Or the light disappeared but you could see the sun in the sky. Like, what is that all about? You cannot separate the light from the sun from the sun. All of the light that the sun is radiating right this second, it is the sun. It's absolute light. If the sun turned off, the light disappears. You cannot have one without the other. It's illogical. It's ridiculous. You cannot separate the light that is radiating from the light source from the light source. You cannot separate them. They are one and the same. It is absolute light. There is no delay. None of the gimmicks, none of the gizmos, none of the toys, the boys' toys, prove a single thing, right? And like I always say, it's gonna turn out to be exactly the same as light. Radio, radar, all of this stuff, you do not have a light source and then a person over here, right? And this light, that's a terrible person, and this light source be so far away that this person couldn't see it when it turned on for 2 hours. But then, in the distance, ding, oh, there it is. He was 2 light hours away from the light source. That is so ridiculous. It's kind of starting to hurt again, okay? A light source, you either see it when it first switches on, and everybody who is in range of this light source, that's supposed to be a pair of eyes, my people are getting worse. It doesn't matter how far away people are from a light source, right? It doesn't matter how far away they are from it. Anyone who can see it will see it at the exact same time. It doesn't matter if it's 1 billion kilometers from here to here. If that light source is going to radiate its light that far that somebody can detect it at 1 billion kilometers, that person who is at 1 billion kilometers away will see the light at the same time as somebody who's 750,000, 500,000, 250,000, should I say, what, billion? So 1,750,000,000 away, right? 500 million and 250 million, right? If a light source is going to be detected at that distance, it will happen at the same time as everybody else. It's absolute light. The same is going to turn out with radio. Earth, Mars. Mars hardware, you know, ingenuity and perseverance. Bing! Earth sends a message. Depending where we are in our orbits around the sun, they say it can take up to 15 minutes to reach Mars. Ingenuity with its autonomous program might not be home at the time because it goes and does its own thing. That allows NASA to do other things, which is why they installed a autonomous program. Common sense. Earth, Mars, signal, radio, transmission. Mars, pick up transmission. Big gap in between. It will be exactly the same as light. If the hardware on Mars is not within range of the actual radio transmission of Earth, then they will never hear it. It's the same as light. If somebody shone a light towards Mars and it only reached about there, Mars will never see it. It's not going to travel towards them. Why would radio leave the actual transmitter? Somebody can turn the transmitter off and the signal does the $6 million man and just keeps going until somebody picks it up. I don't think so. You might get random bursts of some kind of energy, radio waves every now and again from the center of the universe or something. But as a rule, I guarantee you it's going to turn out to be the same. It's absolute. You are within range and you can pick up the transmission, and everybody who is within range of the transmission, which is that there, right from Earth, everybody will hear it at the same time. It doesn't matter where they are. It's the same as light. It's a big flash of light. Everybody can see it at the same time. There is no Mickey Mouse-ness of let's take a trip after the fact and we'll approach those good folk over there, and in 3 years they'll see us because we're light and we march on forever. The photon goes on forever. It's an absurdity, folks. Finite light, it's all about this, and it is not real. Relativity, it also acts as a buffer for radio communication so that they can say that a couple of the hardware thingies have autonomous programs. It's handy. Frees up NASA's hands so you can get on with something else, like saving the planet with DART. It's not some asteroids, of course. No. Thrust in a vacuum. Thrust in a vacuum. It's going to turn out to be a dud as well. There's no resistance. Yeah, but Newton's third. Stop it with Newton's third. Newton's third, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's a long time ago, and I don't think it would have been applied to anything going to space because it was hundreds of years, even before electricity, that these absurdities were made up. I say made up for a reason. All right, happy Sunday. It was good to do a daytime sesh. I was going to do this last night, but thought no. So, the bottom line, there is no delay, folks. It's absolute light. It is very, very obvious. Be a twisted mind to find an 8-minute and 20-second gap in between the sun and the moon, or the sun and Earth. All right, folks, have a great Sunday, and I will be back. Oh, yeah.